things starting such later in your career, what was there like a pivot point? Was there a defining moment where all of a sudden you were kind of launched in the stratosphere of being popular?
Definitely. It all started with the strongest man you never heard of. And Arash Babu, I think that's how you pronounce it. Arash Babu came in the gym that I was at the time, and he said, "Hey, I want to interview you for YouTube." And I'm like, "What the fuck is YouTube?" I didn't know what it was. He goes, "Well, this thing is social media, people see it all the time." And my only question was, can I be myself? Because the last time I had any type of interview, Powerlifting USA interviewed me many years ago, and I was very strict on what I could say and couldn't say. And I think during one set I said fuck, and it was like, oh my God. I thought the lady was gonna pass out, but I said fuck. And so I said, well, hey man, next time I get in, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say, or I ain't gonna do it. I said, can I say? He said, yes, you most definitely can say whatever you want to. I said, okay, it's on. And after that, he released it. He had a pretty popular YouTube channel, Strength Project, and he put it out there, and some unknown reason, people liked mine. And the thing went viral, and that did it. So that was the defining moment.
Something I want people to understand who are listening to this right now is that helped kind of springboard you into something, but you still need to have a lot of substance behind it.
Yeah.
So that event occurred, and if you were fake or you didn't do any work behind it, you wouldn't be doing all the great things that you're doing today.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
it would have fizzled out in a second. It would just have a lot of views, and that'd be the end of it.
People think that I'm so glad you pointed that out. People think that all they have to do is make a video with Mark Bill and they're fucking gonna be instantly famous. Right. Oh, I make a video with Mark Bill, then I'm on. I'm famous, people gonna know me. And people might know you, but just because they know you don't mean they're gonna give a fuck about what you're saying, what you're doing. What you have to have. Mark Bill has to have some substance behind him, or people ain't gonna give a fuck.
All the different sayings and all the different quotes that you've had over the years, if you just said them and didn't do anything, it would be nothing.
You got to have some foundation, as I like to tell young guys. You got to have something underneath, some foundation to build upon. That's when you just fly by night. People ain't gonna give a fuck. Right. And then people trying to imitate Mark Bell. I want to be Mark Bell. I want to be just like Mark Bell. That's also a mistake. There's only one fucking Mark Bell.
Damn right.
Be your goddamn self.
Right. Every once in a while, I get messages from people saying, "What can I do to work for Mark?" Or "How can I come? How can I come to super training?" And like, you don't understand, my situation's dire. I need, you know. And what I say to them is, you need to find your thing. You can't come to super training and become Mark. You can't learn to become Mark. You got to learn to become yourself.
Exactly.
And if that person isn't someone that's successful on YouTube or Instagram or in business or whatever, then you need to find something else.
Yeah. Do something else. God damn.
Do you embrace things that are happening today, modern technology, Instagram, Facebook, all these different things that have come along? You mentioned YouTube. Obviously, you have a YouTube channel, and it does really well. Have you learned to kind of embrace these things, or are you kind of like, fuck all this stuff, it's for kids?
It is for kids. That's why I have my kids working for me, and my kids actually run all those things for me. Because I'm still modern technology is just past me way the fuck by. The only thing that I really active on and actually do is Twitter.
Yeah.
That I do myself. I contribute to everything, but my daughter here, Natalia, runs Instagram. My oldest son does Facebook. My kids do most of it for me.
You're not scrolling through the DMs for some chicks?
Hey, if I found
I won't talk about later.
Ain't shit I can do with them anyway. Hey, could you go get me a bottle just for men? That'd be about it. Or some comfortable socks.
Compression socks.
Yeah, some fucking comfortable socks. And some drawers that don't cinch up my ass. I don't know how sexy that is, man. That's what old motherfuckers talk about.
You have some plans to open some other gyms as well?
Yeah, we get requests. I got my lawyer working on a license agreement because the fucking franchise is just too much goddamn work. But we get requests from all over the world to use my name and image and stuff on the gym, and the lawyer's working on a license to do that right now because I'd like to see Iron Addicts in Ireland.
Yeah. Does some shit seem weird to you? You know, like C.T. Fletcher having like an attorney, and you're from Compton, and you have the background, and you have like, are you like, what the, you know?
All of this fucking shit is fucking weird. My fucking tax bill, oh my god. Fuck the IRS.
You go from having whatever public defender they give you to picking and choosing whatever attorney you want.
Yeah.
You go from fuck the police to fuck the IRS.
Fuck the IRS. I mean, fuck whoever get rid of them motherfuckers, I'm voting for. I'm a party switching motherfucker if you say you get rid of the IRS. I'm with you.
Well, and you have a documentary about your life too. I mean, what was that like to see yourself up on the screen like that, see your story?
It took a whole new life on when it got on Netflix. You know, I made it to Netflix, and I get so many letters every day from people all over the planet who relate to some part of that story.
Right.
And like, oh my God, I had a health issue, and because of how you dealt with your health, how you came back from being dead 3 fucking times, then I can push through. I have to get up and go. And for old dudes like, man, see, I thought it was over on 50, and I was on the couch and I gave up because your old ass is in there doing it. Now I can do it. That kind of shit, man, does me all the good. That's my motivation, man. That's what keeps me going. I know there's people out there counting on my fucking ass. I gotta go, man. I ain't got no fucking choice.
And then having your own kids, having your own children. You mentioned nearly dying a couple times.
Yeah.
I'd imagine your perspective has changed. You used to be kind of famous for eating cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Back in the day, right?
Diet, perspective, all that shit changed. Yeah.
What'd you used to order from McDonald's? What was it?
4 big bags and 3 fucking fries, and 2 strawberry shakes to rinse all that shit down with that. But people getting confused. They talk about that like that was just one fucking meal.
Right.
That was one meal.
It wasn't the whole day.
No, that was just lunchtime. That was just lunchtime. They're like, oh wow, you ate that every day. But yeah, I ate that and a whole lot more shit every day. Yeah.
When you were eating like that, you probably weren't thinking about that, right? You weren't
Hell
thinking
no.
about it
Hell
hurting
no.
you at all.
Sometimes I would think about it, but it just, Mark Bell, it just didn't matter.
Right.
I was so obsessed. I had one goal, like I said, and that's just to be the biggest, strongest motherfucker on the planet. And I thought that was the way to do it. And if I fucking died, I would say it all the time back then, before I had the health problem, if I fucking died, as long as my casket is big than a motherfucker, it don't matter, man. As long as they got to have some big ass pallbearers just to take my shit to the Cadillac, and then I don't give a fuck, man. It just did not. I never planned on living to be this goddamn old. That was never my plan.
How old were you when that happened?
When
the heart.
Oh, 45. 45. Yeah. When they was like, you're much too young to be going through that. That ain't helping, motherfucker. Much too young to be in this situation. It's like, it ain't helping. You tell me that shit ain't helping.
I'm sure your perspective was different when you were sick about your cheeseburgers and stuff. Like you probably at that point, right? Or did it take you more time to learn to switch gears?
I would say this: if you ask me, do I wish I had done things differently after going through? The answer is a retarded no.
Right.
No. If I had,
it had to unfold the way it did.
It had to. It had to. That was the master plan. That was supposed exactly what was supposed to happen to me. I had to be humbled. I had to go through that shit.
He's the only person we've ever had on the podcast who used the term correctly.
You're exactly right.
He's the first person.
Yeah.
I had to be fucking humble, man. It had to happen like that. And you know, now I thank God for it. But boy, it was a hell of a rough.
So I imagine your diet and everything's.
Oh, yeah.
Things are a lot better.
I've been fucking up lately, but yeah, normally it's pretty good.
A little bit of cake here and there. You get like your blood work checked and stuff like that?
I do, but I have to do it. I have to check my coumadin levels, which is the blood thinner that I have to take for the valve that I got. I have to get that checked once a month. But I hate going to the doctor. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes it.
Man, I spent so much time in the hospital after the surgery that I don't even like the sight of a fucking hospital. I'd rather, and I know it's retarded, I know it's, not the way you should think, but I'd rather just fall the fuck over, not knowing what the fuck I died from. When I'm dead, I didn't give a fuck anyway.
Right.
I'm like, oh damn, he dead. I want to surprise me. Let the fucking figure it out after I die. You know, oh, see, we cut him off, he died from this, he died from that, and then you can tell me. But now I don't want to know.
It seems like if you've been through something, even if it's some kind of surgery or a physical rehab or whatever that takes months, and you have to go see doctors and other practitioners and all that stuff. When you're on the other side of it, you don't ever want to do it again. And it really takes a lot to want to impact your activities of daily living outside of the gym.
Right. Yeah.
Like you get surgery on that, but you're not gonna be able to walk on it for a month. Well, fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
I'll hobble around for a while.
Exactly.
Because making that decision has so much impact on everything else. It's like you have to think about it every day.
Right. Exactly. They tell me all the time, they say, I can't straighten this or that's it. And they're like, a simple surgery, we'll just go in there and shave the bone down and you'll be able to extend it. I'm like, fuck it. I'll fucking T-Rex this motherfucker till I leave here. I don't give a fuck. This shit ain't bothering me. It's not painful. I just can't extend the motherfucker.
Yeah.
If I put, too much weight or do the wrong thing, then it'll fucking hurt a little bit. But other than that, it ain't fucking with me. I ain't fucking with it.
You gotta have a lot of grandkids?
15 of them.
Ooh,
and one
wow.
great grandkid. Yeah, 15.
C.T. Fletcher's my great grandpa.
Yeah,
That
14.
sounds funny, right?
14 of them were born after the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that surgery,
That's
yeah,
pretty crazy to think about. Yeah.
That I wouldn't have seen if it wasn't for that surgery. If it wasn't for the good Lord, if it wasn't for that very skillful doctor, I wouldn't have seen 14.
Is the family pretty close?
Super close.
I really liked in the documentary, you guys got together, I think it was your birthday, and blowing out candles and stuff like that. It was just cool to see, knowing you, I don't hang out with you every day or anything, but just knowing that you're a real person and kind of seeing you up on the screen and seeing how you're portrayed. He's super happy, he's smiling throughout the whole thing, he's laughing at himself, he's making jokes. And I was like, that's fucking him. That's really cool that it wasn't fake, that it wasn't, I know you don't know anything else, you only know how to be real, but I thought that part of it was really cool, and it came across that you were heavily involved with your family and stuff.
Big time. I wanted to make up, I guess, for the sins of the father, which my father in that case, and be really close to my kids. Really close to my kids. I felt like my dad always put us last, and I never, and I'm not just saying that because of a feeling. He actually told me that, he said, for some reason, I don't know, I think he just had a memory, but he said, for some reason, I can do for other people. I have no problem doing everything for other people, but for my own kids, I just can't do it.
Yeah, you went to see him in the movie. Yeah. You just kind of sat there.
Yeah, I did not want to do that scene at all. It was,
it was great though. It was worth it.
Yeah, they wanted to.
He just kind of like, what did he do? He just stared straight ahead.
I was waiting.
Maybe he said one thing or something.
Yeah, I was waiting on him to. I wanted to see his reaction more than anything, because they asked him, "Do you have any fond memories CT growing up, you know, any fine, I'm like, I want to hear the fucking answer to this. Is this motherfucker gonna make up something, or is he gonna, you know, tell the truth? And he did not have one. And I'm like, okay. So we recollect the same thing, motherfucker. And I don't got none either. I just want to know if perhaps you might have something that maybe I forgot about, maybe when I was in diapers, something you helped me or something like that. What the fuck are you gonna say? Are you gonna, you know, so.
You said it was kind of weird too, because he wasn't that way with other children, really, right? Wasn't the same, right?
My dad's persona at church, with the members of his church, if you talk to them to this day, they would tell you my dad's the greatest man on earth. And it would bother me so much that they loved the shit out of my dad.
Must have been confused as hell as a
Yeah,
kid.
and I'm like, you motherfuckers, I'm thinking every time they talk about how great he was, I'm thinking, you just don't know this motherfucker. You don't know him. You don't know him. You see him in church and you see he's very kind to you. He's been over back, but you do not know this motherfucker. You don't live with him. So it was, but his public persona and what he did at home was just two totally different people. Two totally different people. And that bugged the fuck out. That's what made me, I really, you know, resent him the most. One of the big things he used to do, Mark used to tell us, is his biggest thing was a sin. It's a sin, you know, fornication. That's one of his biggest things he griped about all the time. Women and and this motherfucker was fucking a lot of the members of the fucking church.
Of course, right?
I had a fucking sister that's a year younger than me that I didn't find out until after my mother passed away. I didn't even know I had a baby sister. You know, like the biggest thing he used to fuck me up for, this guy was guilty of the shit. You know, he was the worst, and a fucking hypocrite or somebody, you know, I just can't stand them kind of people.
You said you couldn't figure out why he would beat you.
Yeah,
you couldn't figure it out, like you just change would rattle in your pocket the wrong way, and you just.
Yeah, he told me that the reason why he hated me, he put in that word, I'm not putting words to him, he said, the reason why I hated you so much is because you reminded me so much of myself. You were just like me, so I fucking hated you.
But you're different.
Yeah.
You're clearly different. So
Yeah.
like, whatever he was seeing wasn't reality. Or at least he was seeing just the parts of you. Because you're different. You're not that guy.
I think what he seen was, I think even under the circumstances, how bad it was, he always could see that he would beat me into submission, but he would always see that I was unwilling to submit. And he would have to beat me into submission. He couldn't just roar, the lion couldn't just roar and I would cower in fear. He would have to beat me down first. You know? So he couldn't just tell me it was good. He had to actually, and he didn't like having to actually do that. So he thought maybe just what he was saying.
Vince McMahon was abused a lot as a kid too by his stepdad, and he got to a point where he's like if you don't kill me, then I fucking win. So every single time they got into a fight till he was old enough to like handle himself, he's like, I'm winning, motherfucker. And that's why he's so driven today.
Yeah.
And that's why he's got, you know, such great leadership skills, and it fucking sucks that that's the way it had to happen. But I guess, you know, each one of us has our own story.
Yep.
Each one of us are like, you know, bleeding all over the place with all kinds of different pain, right?
Exactly.
And just each one of us has something different, and some of us are lucky enough to have good parents, and some of us are lucky enough to have a lot of love. It's cool that you were able to turn it around, because this could have been a thing passed on from generation to generation. It's a very easy loop to get stuck in.
Exactly.
So it's great that you were man enough to be able to turn some of that around, and then also growing up growing up in Compton and stuff, that you didn't turn to drugs or didn't turn to alcohol or any of that, you know.
Well, I credit moms for that. She was the saving grace, man. She's the one that kept me from being completely insane. She did. Because I knew, no matter how bad stuff got, that somebody loved me. I knew that somebody loved me unconditionally and, you know, enough to die for me. So I knew I had.
Your mom was very sick with cancer,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. She had, her lungs were tuberculosis. Right. So her lungs were, messed up for most of her adult life. But, you know, she's where Steve Muffin said came from, because I seen it. Like I said, whenever you ask Mom how she doing, if she could be in the hospital under the tent, you know, getting her treatment, and at that time, you ask, hey, Mom, how you doing? I'm blessed. That was her standard answer. I don't care what's going on, I'm blessed. So that's why that's my way of saying it. I'm blessed when I say still with you.
Is there any, you know, from your mom, basically, like, is there things that you carry on today, like you said, it's still your motherfucking set, but just kind of that ability to just keep trudging forward?
Oh yeah, that's it, man. I don't care what happens or what, you know, no matter what life throws at you. I mean, to me, she got a fucked up deal out of it, because, you know, she was not only was she sick, but she was also my dad's slave. I mean, she waited on that guy, hand and foot, sick well, no matter what. She was right there for, you know, she died cooking his breakfast. She was at the stove cooking his breakfast.
How long ago did she die?
She died in 2005.
So she didn't get to see any of this?
I'm sorry, she died in 2004. I had my operation in 2005.
So she didn't get to see any of this?
No, she did not get to see
Any idea what she'd think?
I don't think,
She might not understand a lot of it.
yeah, you know, I think she would understand. She wouldn't approve all the cussing, but I think she'd be.
She might send you a bar of soap.
She'd be happy for me. She would not approve of all the cussing, but she'd be happy that her son made it. You know, made something of himself. Yeah.
I always feel like the people who can say that they're blessed or in a circumstance like that, I don't know if they always believe it, but saying it helps you believe it. I think it's kind of just an affirmation of, like, it could be worse, so I'm blessed.
In closing here, let's have you just talk about, you know, somebody listening to this, maybe they're going through some child abuse, or maybe they're going through, you know, they're a drug addict or something like that, or they're going through some tough times. What's something, you know, a message you can kind of give to them that you think may help pull them out of those times, since you dealt with that you're probably abused for a good 10 years or so, right? Like a long fucking period of time. So some people, you know, they go through bad times and it's a year or two, sometimes 3. But you went through like I guess not even a decade, probably just your whole childhood period. So, you know, what is something that some of these people can hold on to come through the other side a better person?
Wow, I think for the kids who are always, you know, are first, they come first to me. An abused kid, man, I relate with that kid so much. Like I said, I hate to hear my dad's keys jingling in the door, man. I would just feel would just go up and I want to just go high. I felt like a fucking high. I would put my hand in the ground and hopefully he wouldn't see me. But I relate to those kids so much. And I guess the message I want to let those kids know that I am you. I was you. I were you. I am you. And hold on. Somebody cares. I care. I want to know, I care. I wish I could personally come out there and help each and every one of them individually. I wish I could do that. I care. You can make it. It looks bad. I know it looks bad. It looks like nobody else is around. You can't turn anybody. I care. Survive. Survive. It's still your motherfucking set. That's not for little kids, but if you're 18 of them, still your motherfucking
Still your
you can
stinking
survive.
set.
You survive. You hold on. And you hold on, you survive. You can live long enough to show that person that you are not all those fucked up names they called you. You are not all those times of all that abuse they put on you. You are not. You are so much more than that. Live long enough to prove them motherfuckers wrong. Show them what you can do. Oh man, I'm sorry, I preach it again.
Always love having you on the show. Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle. May all your shits be tapered. I'm at Mark Smelly Bell on Instagram and Twitter. See you guys later.